Hi guys, it's Mike here. Here's the second video I promised you for today with kind of the same supplies as I used in the other one, but totally different card. I would say totally different. I used the same wavy coloring book background stamp from MFT, or my favorite things, and the same sentiment and the bear from Forever Friends, and I also emboss it with the wow brass like I showed you in the first video for today. And I'm tracing the die cut in a heart shape, and I'm placing my stamp. The sentiment still in the stamp position. As I said, I would leave it there so I can stamp them both in one. And I grabbed my VersaFine like I did for the other video, but I was going to use my alcohol markers, my Spectrum Noir and Spectrum Illustrator, so I had to wipe it off again. I love VersaFine, it's just not, alcohol friendly. So I'm using my favorite things, hybrid black ink, and the stamp was still a little bit wet. You can see I was contemplating to turn the paper around, but yeah, it was wet on that side too. But after I used the heat gun to set the VersaFine, you couldn't see it anymore. So this is, by the way, it's Crafter's Companion Nina Sola White Ultra Smooth cardstock for marker coloring. And I'm taping the hard die. This is from a Nelly Snelle multi-frame. And I'm using my old cutting plates because they have a straight edge. And I showed you this before. And I'm choosing how to die cut it, but making sure it doesn't get caught in a machine. So I have to do it in 3 steps, I guess. And see, trying to make it fit. I'm considering getting the broader scan and cut. I wonder if that machine can do this as well, because that would make life easier. See, oh, there, caught the little corner. Yeah, but yeah, I went with it anyway. You don't see it very well, so I'm fine with it. And the last bit I decided to cut by hand because yeah, it would have caught even more into the machine. And I'm using my not so sharp craft knife. Yeah, I should have changed the blade, I didn't. But and then I'm cutting off the bits around the bear so it's easier to handle. And I chose this bear in the set because it's easiest to fussy cut. I don't have, I'm sorry, I don't have the matching dies, so I'm just using my scissors. And I thought I would make my life a little bit easier by choosing this bear. It's kind of like cheating, but not really. No. Oh yes, I don't know. I'm kind of holding my breath while I do this fuzzy cutting, and I'm holding my breath now again, just like I'm fuzzy cutting it again. It's kind of funny. I think it make it look more special if you do this partial die cutting. You could, of course, stamp it on a separate sheet and then just stick it on top. I think this makes it look, well, I wouldn't say more professional, but yeah, more difficult to make. as long as you don't know why. So this is my memento marker, and I'm going around the edges of the bear just to tidy him up. See, this is how it will look. And the panel, of course, is 6x6, and the card is only 4x6 something, 10.5 centimeters by 14.85 centimeters. You do the math. So I'm cutting a little bit smaller though, so it doesn't show up on the edges. And I'm sticking it down with my tape runner if I could find it. My room is so messy at the moment, just because I'm moving it, and I can't, half of it is already in the new spot, and I just can't find it. But, so these are the vintage colors from Spectrum Noir. There are 2 new sets out. That is I'm sorry, I can't stop yawning. Vintage and nature, and I'm using the MB series and the RB. I think that's maroon brown and red brown. I'm not really sure. I'm just making that up because that makes sense to me. Mid brown, medium brown, I don't know. MB. These markers are really new and they're very juicy, so even though I'm trying not to go outside the lines, they still bleed a little bit. And that happens with red tinted markers a lot, and brown of course has red in it, so I shouldn't be surprised, but hey, I fixed it. So I just went over it with another color and I blended it out. And you can see that I swiped them in the corner. And although there are different color families, the MB4 kind of goes together with the RB4 and 3. So, I just used them together. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Coloring, just I like to do the lightest shade first all over, and then the darkest, and then fading it out with the intermediate colors, and then go over with the lightest again, just to smooth him out. Or her. I think it's a him. Yeah. I don't know, what do you think? So just to ground him so he's not floating, I'm using a few Illustrator ones. And I'm blending it out with the blender pen. So that's pretty much all the coloring done. And all that's left now is to put some foam tape on the back. And again, just like with the hearts, I've mounted it with foam. You can, flush mount it. But, I like it raised a little bit. Gives it a kind of a drop shadow. And of course, as you've seen before, or if it's the first time you're watching, yeah, welcome. I like to use old bits of release paper, so it's easier to cut foam tape without it sticking everywhere, mainly to your scissor. So all that's left now is attaching it to the card base. And my panel was a little bit smaller, so I cut off the bottom. Yeah. I want to thank you again for watching. I don't know, 2 videos in one day. Yeah, I have to catch up with all those new stamps that I have, but yeah. Nouveau shimmer pen, glitter gloss it's called, and white gel pen from Sharpie. Just to, give a light in the eyes, makes him look more alive. So that's the card for today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye!